الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.
Once upon a time in a city nearby, there lived a sister similar to you and I, dreaming dreams of marriage after college, having a quiet house, a family seeking knowledge, in school biding a time, doing fine, developing a mind at the masjid all the time, until one day while she was sitting at the student cafe, she was approached by a brother who asked if it would be okay to talk to her for a second. See, he was in a state of dismay. He was going through hard times, and 3 years to this day he'd never once bowed his head to pray. He was a Muslim, he said, and he knew he was astray. He had seen her around the campus and knew she was MSA, so he asked if she could show him the way. Almost automatically she directed him diplomatically to the brothers and said that they could help him systematically. He said that was problematic. The brothers were tight fanatics, and with that being too dramatic, he predicted they'd be static. So what could she do? Should she leave him to his own devices? Tell me what your advice is. This is the story, learn this lesson well. Can't plant the trees of paradise with the seeds of hell. A devil's whisper is quoted in intentions well that lead to hell, where many good intentions dwell. This is the story, learn this lesson well. Can't plant the trees of paradise with the seeds of hell. A devil's whisper is quoted in intentions well that lead to hell, where many good intentions dwell. Time went on and she would meet him twice a week, though both times they met she would keep it discreet. He was coming along well, first surah down, then the second. He'd be done with 10 by the end of the semester she expected. She made sure to keep it strict. At times she told him to chill, like that time he called her up just cause he had time to kill. She bore it cause he was sincere, she said. It all made sense in her head, so she continued to tread down that path. She didn't realize how much she laughed, how quickly the term passed, and that wasn't even the half. She called him brother and he called her his friend. She didn't account herself when it didn't bother her then. Then there was this one day for sure which made her crack up, when he said that if they weren't married by 30 they'd be backups. But that's the first time she ever saw him as a potential. The devil saw his potential when there went her potential. Let me fast forward this a semester and advance this. Marriage was on their mind. He told her he had planned it, so now she had no problem seeing him all over campus, and he promised as soon as he corrects his finances he would talk to her parents and tell them and advance this. But for now if they approached they wouldn't accept, but in their mind this was a thing that was set, and so they crept. Her circle of friends kept shrinking. She was spending all of her time with her future fiancé, thinking, dreaming, best times in her life it was seeming, so little concessions were small in the scheme of things. She didn't shake hands with men, for him she made an exception. So complete the devil's deception. This is the story, learn this lesson well. Can't plant the trees of paradise with the seeds of hell. A devil's whisper is quoted in intentions well that lead to hell, where many good intentions dwell. This is the story, learn this lesson well. Can't plant the trees of paradise with the seeds of hell. A devil's whisper is quoted in intentions well that lead to hell, where many